Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Michael Leonetti Variety Show. We got a fantastic show, as always, each week. But before I go any further, I'd like to make a special thanks to my very special friend, Mr. Bob Kellogg, and Kellogg's Corporation for being one of our main sponsors. And I was told just yesterday that they went up $1 million in Cocoa Krispies since I've been doing this. I don't know if you know that. If you believe that, I got Swampland in Miami you may be interested in. Anyway, we're here today with a very special gentleman that does a lot for me. And he's one of the co-producers of my show, and he does a lot of many great things. And I wanted to bring him to my audience. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'd like to bring my brother in, Mr. Anthony.
Mike, thanks so much for having me on the show. I greatly appreciate it. It's so crazy.
I laugh with him. I laugh with him all the time. You know, I got to tell you, and you know, there's a lot of great singers in Vegas, and there's a young lady that. She looks like Selma Hayek. Do you know who Selma Hayek is?
No, I don't.
Okay.
You're going to tell me that.
Well, yeah, of course I am. She's a great actress. She's the new Selma Hayek. Great. She's be performing on July 18th at the Composer's Room because Tony Scrooge, a very dear friend of mine, was on my show here. He has a group called Limoncello, and they'll be there July 18th, and it'll be from 7 o'clock to 8:30. Her name of her show is called Cha Cha Cha. So for you people that are out there, make sure you go see her and say that Mike Leonetti from the Variety Show told me to come by here and say hi. So I just want to give a shout out to Sonia De La Guardia. What a beautiful girl, lovely. And that's at the Composer's Room.
Oh, nice. That's a beautiful name.
It is. It's a very
it's a flowing name.
It's a flowing name, without a question. Well, you know, a lot of people don't know that Anthony's my brother, and he does many wonderful things. And when this new venture that he is on really excited me because I pay about $190, $200 a month for internet. And the unfortunate thing is that, you know, fiber optics is something that's brand new, and it's been around. And he came to me, he said, Mike, what are you paying for that? And I told him, and he went, well, hold on. He said, I can get it for $75 and pop, 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 pop. Anyway, don't they have to dig up the ground for that?
Well, in fiber optics, everyone knows that when fiber optics does come in your neighborhood, they usually have to dig up the ground. Well, the way we look at it, it's not really cost effective for our company, and nobody wants their ground dug up. If it's brand new construction, yeah, I get it. It's easy because everything's already dug up. But we have a new way of doing it to get those fast super speeds digital to your home.
But let's say somebody don't like it. I don't want it.
Right.
Do you get your money back? How much does it cost? What are we looking at?
If they don't like it,
You knocked on my door and
Right.
you said, "Excuse me, sir." I would say, "Beat it. I don't want any solicitors here." But
my rebuttal on that would be, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to save you money.
Well, you have to pass the two guards that are in front of the gate with Tommy guns. No, I'm only kidding with you. So you knock on a guy's door. Hi, my name is Anthony.
Right.
You introduce yourself and you say, "What are you paying for? What?"
For your current provider of internet.
Okay. And most people, what is the average? What's the average we're looking at?
Average, you're looking at it probably around 120 and up. Some people kind of get it a tad lower, but the majority, if you're asking me, majority over $100.
So I say it's costing me $125 a month. Your answer is?
Well, depending on what area and what neighborhood I am in, our company actually runs two separate different internets. Okay, which means the same internet, but two different type of speeds, is what I should say. One's 700 up, 700 down, that we only charge $70 a month for. And then another area that we put in, mostly all the new homes that are coming up, in different areas that we're going into, we're doing speeds of 500 up, 500 down, 1,000 up, 1,000 down, and 2,000 up, 2,000 down. And not one provider out there, you can look anywhere on the internet, nobody can provide that but us. And those prices are they are $65, $75, and also $85.
Now, that 1,000 up, 1,000 down, 500 up, 500 down, sounds like I'm in a crap game. I'm lost. What do you mean by 1,000 up, 1,000
It all
down?
depends on what you need. See, everybody's got a different thing. Like, for instance, if you go buy a car and they say, well, I got this car, the basic car for you. Okay, runs good, still does what it's got to do. But would you like to upgrade? Okay, we'll give you all the bells and whistles, the sunroof, the reclining seats, the leather seats, all that. Well, it all depends what people need in their home. If they need a lot more internet, if they're have gamers in the house, if they have people that are working from home that also have the gamers, maybe a little bit more speed to be working for you better. But all our speeds of all our internet it's amazing because it's pretty much almost flawless. Okay, and it's hard. I mean, I tell you, hardcore. It's like when you turn this internet on, you got to put a seatbelt on. It's like going in a Lamborghini around the track.
Well, it's more like when you put a seatbelt on, come and watch me at Ahern's at the show.
That's true. That's insane. Because you're the storm that don't stop.
That's right. Because I wish we don't have it where I live.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have that because
Right.
I would have had that installed. Because, at home, what we do, everybody, as you well know, we got the clicker in our hands, and we are up and down constantly. And what I've been doing lately, which is such a bad habit, my wife goes out of her mind, I'm watching television and I'm scrolling at the same time. I'm looking at the TV, and I'm looking at what's on, YouTube and what's on TikTok. We are so geared with this phone.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I went to lunch. And I'm sitting down, and there was a woman behind me. Oh my God! Oh, and I said, and I looked around. I said, "What's the problem?" My phone. Where's my? This woman. Absolutely. I thought she lost her kid. To make a long story short, she was in a ladies' room. Somebody came out and said, "I seen you. Is this yours?" Oh my God! She says, "Thank you so very much."
Yeah.
People go out of their mind. I remember when I was a kid, I'd ask my mother, "Mom, did anybody call?"
Right.
We would ask if anybody called. Did you get the number down? And we knew. I knew my aunts, my uncles. I knew everybody's phone number. The only phone number that I know is my own.
Yeah. Sometimes I got to look at a piece of paper to find out my own. I got a bad case of young timers that happens.
Is it called young timers?
Young
Is that what it's called? Young timers? Unbelievable. But I love what you do because a lot of people don't know that all the special effects of my television show, Anthony is the brainchild that's behind that and does a magnificent job for me because he knows the work that we're putting through, again, with Ahern, at the boutique and towards the show. Because I asked you to stay through the whole time with this, so we can show our new menus that we got, how affordable it is, and it's just going to be absolutely fantastic. And I'm really excited about that because things have changed. People today are looking for a deal.
Yeah, they are.
And every time since COVID happened, and I thank the Lord in heaven that I was opulent enough, means had enough money to hold up at my restaurant, or I would have closed like a million other people.
Right.
A lot of other people just didn't have the finances to hang in there.
Right.
And then when they put us through 6 feet away, wear the mask, don't do this, don't do that, you got to stay here, you got to stay. People want to go out because one thing I know for sure, people love to eat. They love to go out. Yeah. It's amazing, but people want to go out. And I'm telling you, everybody is looking for a Cadillac, okay, but with a Chevy price.
Absolutely.
I'm
totally
gonna
agree.
and that goes for food restaurants, that goes for clothing, the internet. You shop on, you go to Amazon,
Everything.
You wouldn't believe what's happening. So the guys that have these stores that are out there, where you walk in and, like me, I have a tailor, so it's a little bit different for me, but where you walk in and they fit you for a suit, them days are done because you can go online and pick up a 3-piece double-breasted pinstripe for $89, $90, and you just need to get it altered, to the specifications of what you have. And things are starting to make a change. I tell you, you were at the Ahern's last week, and Mr. Last Sunday, Mr. Kellogg,
Bob
Kellogg was over here. And ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you, he was absolutely incredible, and the nicest guy. And he said to me, it was funny, he says, that he met Ryan Ahern and he met Ryan Ahern's dad, Don Ahern, and they treated him with such reverence.
Yeah.
And I said, and I said to him, I said, listen, Mr. Kellogg, I said, these people are just good people. And you can't find that out there. Like Jim Marsh last week.
Sure.
He drove from the other side of town, You know, and when he walked in, he looked a little lopsided. I said, Jim, can I hold your wallet? I just wanted And people say, how do you know these people? Because they all came to the restaurant. They all came to my mother's house, you know. And again, I got to say thanks again to all the gang at 42nd Street that I will soon be there. No, at the Aherns for allowing me to go there on Saturdays and Sundays with the show. You know, it's like my show. It's $15. It's a joke.
Right.
There's a reason why for that. If I had a bushel of apples and you had a bushel of apples, I sold my apples for 25 cents and you had 5 bushels for 5 cents, who would sell more, me or you?
Me.
You would, right. So volume over justifies the gross, where you lower the price of things.
Yep.
Okay, to get the volume of people to come in. Now, is my show worth more than that? Without a question. And I got these other lounge acts, which they're nice kids that are out there. They're struggling to try to get a gig, as you would say.
Sure.
And $35, $45, and then you got yourself a drink, which is another $15. That's on top of that money. You know,
Yeah.
and that's not even dinner. So you're looking at under $100 to go see a group or an act, a friend of yours. You know, that's out there. So I made it very affordable to say, how much for that show? You got to be joking me. And I also went on national television telling everybody,
Yeah, you did.
if you don't like the show, you don't like the food, I will give you your money back. There's nobody doing that. They're not standing behind their product. Do you understand? They're not standing behind their product. I know I don't want to mention the car dealership. Bought my car there. They give you 30 days.
Oh, you're a car dealership?
Why? No, not my. I had a car deal, but
Yeah.
not mine's. But there were not Cinemax. What's it called? I keep forgetting. I'm at that age now. It's on Sahara.
Buy here, pay here?
No, not that one. I can't think of it. Rick, help me out here, buddy. Come on, now you're over there. You're behind that curtain. Come on. What is it? CarMax.
There
Thank you, Rick.
go. Thank you, Rick.
You know,
he had something in a black bag for
I
us.
got that black bag. I said earlier that he looked like Frank Morgan. We just started laughing. He said, Mike, don't start. I'll throw you the hell out of here. I'll shut you off. CarMax, I went in. I bought a car. I had it for 2 weeks. Take it back. We'll give you your money back in full. Years ago, when you bought a car, you drove off the lot. You owned it.
That's right.
Them days are
right.
done. So, again, they stand behind their product, and we want you to be happy. And Ahern's the same way.
Right.
You know, and I talk about Joel Ott, the kid that does, I don't mean kid, but the gentleman that does all the cooking.
Right.
That's there. He's a prodigy. You know, it's just amazing because when I closed my restaurant, and if I was going to do something again, I needed to go to a place with my concept. And when we come back from this commercial break,
Okay.
we're going to talk about the concept and exactly what I'm talking about. And what you're going about to hear and see, sit down, don't move, because you're going to be very, very impressed. So hold on. We'll be right back.
WeLink is way more affordable than our previous provider. That was one of the deciding factors in switching. It saves us hundreds of dollars a year, which I was excited about because I cover the bills, so I'm always very conscious of how much everything costs. That also includes unlimited data, so we don't have a limit to how much we can use, which is really nice. And our rate has never increased since we've had it, and we've had it almost 2 years now.
We like saving money.
It's super fast, it doesn't get bogged down, it's unlimited data, so I mean, what's not to like?
We're back, everybody, and I'm very, very excited. You know, we got those 2 great commercials that you put out there. Is marvelous. You know, one of the things that was in my mind that I didn't want to forget is that about that fiber optic, about the ground. Give me a little shot on
Well,
that.
actually, we don't do it on the ground. We actually put a small antenna up on the roof.
Right.
Okay. Now, the beauty about when we do that, we don't drill in somebody's roof. I don't want nobody drilling on my roof. I'll tell you that right now. I don't. 'Cause this is a clamp system. It's pretty cool. It's genius the way they made it. So it clamps onto all the tiles up onto the house, and then we run a wire down. That's the way we do it with the fiber optic wire. But just to get a just on how this system works and because always people ask me because as they're going through the ground, because I get that a lot, and I go no. So the best thing to do is just to show you is the best way, and one of our representatives at the company will show you this little video. Check this out.
Without getting into too much tech jargon, this is how it works when you're a network home. We tap into the closest hardline fiber connection, or what's called a fiber pop, usually on top of a retail store, and we beam the fiber signal straight to a receiver that we carefully place on your home or one near you. Your receiver acts like a hub that extends the internet signal to other houses in your neighborhood, and it's called a mesh network. With it, everyone in your community gets fiber speeds without actual fiber. That's wireless fiber.
See, now that's the way it's done. Just to give you a just on how it is installed, and it's really, really cool. It only takes about an hour and a half to get it done, and that's it.
Well, who's the number to call?
I have my number is on the bottom of the screen right here, and you can call up. You can call or text, and just the best thing to do is ask, "Can you service me at my home?" And the best thing to do is just give me that address. I can look up the address. If I look up the address, I can 100% see if you're serviceable, and I would text you, or even if you want to call back, or if we're on the phone, either way, I can let you know right away. Because we're not in every single home here in Las Vegas. We service over 100,000 homes here in Las Vegas. It's amazing, okay? And we have so many incredible, happy customers. I think we're, if I'm not mistaken, on Google, we're like 4.6 on Google. I'm telling you, it's an amazing company. The speeds are incredible. People I get phone calls and texts, and I get the wows all the time. It's just an amazing product, and that's why I'm here. And that's why I'm doing it. And Michael, thank you so much for having me on the show to talk about this amazing company, because it is unbelievable. And I'm going to tell you this also. I'll tell you how a step further we go. Not only do we give you an excellent deal on the internet, we don't go up in price.
Stay the same.
No, actually we don't. We don't stay the same. We go down in price.
Really?
Could you believe that? Now, for instance, for the 700 up, 700 down, $70 a month, we actually go down to $60, and we do that after a 24-month agreement, but you're grandfathered in for life. The life you have in that service, you're grandfathered in at $60, no matter what happens.
That is
deep! That's some deep stuff right there. That is true.
That's an inside joke. I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I got to talk about Ahern again. I got to talk about these people, Joel Ott.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. People know my restaurant. It's very expensive today to go out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very. Did you watch the debate yesterday? You didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it.
There's got to be some changes. And Mr. Ahern wanted to make a big change. So I had a meeting with the corporate office. Shane McFarland. I had a meeting with Joel Ott, Dan Lazinski. These are the powerhouses behind the scenes. And I said, boys, listen to me. The food at Joel's Chop House is magnificent. Because right next door, you have the Golden Steer, which I have no problem mentioning these nice people. They've been in business for many, many years.
Long time.
But I got to tell you, the food there at Joel's Chop House is better, if not the best. But some people like to lean to that end because they've been there. It's like, Mama Leone's in New York. People say, I got to go to Mama Leone's.
Right.
Mama Leone's been dead since 1916,
Right.
But people want to go there. So what they've done for me is they incorporated a menu that's so affordable, it's scary for a 5-star restaurant that this place is and where I'm performing at. So I sat down with them. I said, listen, guys, if we can do this and we can charge this, we'll get a lot of not only the local people to come in, but also the tourists. Give them an offer that they can't refuse and blow their socks off. Because what could we do to get that customer from the Strip to come down here, because there's a lot of great restaurants, and I said this in many of my shows, they're just restaurants. They're good, but they're just restaurants. What made my restaurant a success was the customer service. On Saturdays and Sundays, I'll greet you at the door. I want to kiss you, you know what, coming in. I want to kiss it when you leave. That's the key of my success of my restaurant. People want to feel like a part of family. Grant you, it's beautiful, chandeliers, the food, the service is fantastic. I mean, the place is gorgeous.
It is.
I mean, it take your breath away. But I wanted to give that little extra something special. So Chef Joel Ott sat down, and let me tell you about Joel Ott. This young man, I don't know if you know this, went to Italy because, see, I'm a Neapolitan chef. I've been cooking 50 years, cooked for Sinatra, cooked for the best, all the stars. A lot of guys can never say that. I'm at that. I was very fortunate to do that. He studied with a lot of the different cultures. So the dishes that he makes is Neapolitan dishes, dishes from Sicily, dishes from Calabria. So it's a little bit different than my restaurant, but as far as quality and price is concerned, in fact, they're a little bit less financially what I charged at my restaurant.
Yeah.
And he said to me, Mike, we want to make these people an offer they can't refuse. So what we're going to do is we're going to show just a couple of the dishes. I'm going to be looking over. Rick, if you could show that dish. Here's an antipasto that feeds 4 to 5 people, $29. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at a 5-star restaurant. We're talking mortadella. We're talking about prosciutto. We're talking about provolone. We're talking about the best of the best lunch meat. We're talking about top lunch meat from Italy. Our next slide that we got coming up is we got the mussels. Look at those mussels. That's 2 pounds of mussels. That's enough for 2 to 3 people with macaroni under, what did I say macaroni? The linguine that you're looking at underneath, $34. I want to say this again. It's a 5-star restaurant. You're not getting that dish in any 5-star restaurant for $34. I got to mention the price.
Not happening.
Unbelievable. Our next dish up here, I'm trying to take a peek at it. I'm a little far away from that. That is the seafood dish with the lobster and the macaroni, and another great dish that's $36. That feeds 2 to 3 people. Because you got to remember, the bread that they make is homemade. The butter that they make is homemade. Yeah. And let's not forget, as you're eating, you got me performing for you, singing, we're dancing, we're having a time. It's New Year's Eve every time I'm there on Saturday and Sunday. Our next dish coming up, as you'll take a peek at it, what's that? It looks like linguine white clam sauce.
Yes.
Now look at that dish, ladies. That's 2 pounds of clams. And now remember, when I made my clams, it's Neapolitan style. He has a twist like Sicilian. He's really got the best of every ethnic Italian background on the dishes that he wants to make, so people can get a real taste of what Italy is all about. So if you went to Italy, say, well, how's the food in Sicily? How's the food in Naples? How's the food in Calabria? Well, when you come to Joel Ott's Chop House, okay, now you got an opportunity to really taste the food that if you went to Italy, okay?
Sure.
And that's $39 for that dish. Again, that's for 2 people. And I don't even think you could finish that. And that dish don't give the justice because it's so big. Sure. Next one we got coming up here is we got another fantastic dish there. That's got the shrimp. That's called the decadence, if I'm not mistaken. It's shrimp. It's got the scallops. It's got lobster. It's got the pasta. That's $99. That feeds 2 to 3 people. Again, the bowl doesn't justify the size of what we give you. Again, ladies and gentlemen, you know what you're talking about for scallops? Go to Albertsons, see what they want for scallops. Go get a lobster. See what they want for Maine lobster, cracked and ready to go. And everything this young man does, he doesn't slap it together. It's all separated, and the blend of the food is absolutely magnificent. The next picture that we got coming up, I believe that's the gnocchi. That's called a Sunday special. That's got the home. Now listen to me, folks. That's homemade gnocchi. We're not talking in the bag that you open it up and you cook it for 2 minutes. This young man makes all his homemade dishes. You got the meatballs. You got the sausage. Another beautiful dish. $49 for that dish.
And it feeds 2 people.
And it feeds, now remember, it feeds 2 people, unless you're a gavone, and then you want to, for people who don't know what that word means, it's an East Coast word to say, this guy knows stop eating.
Or as Tanya would say, glutton.
Glutton. The next one that we got coming up right now is, that's the,
Oh, wow.
I love this one. You got the chicken marsala, the veal marsala. Wow. Chicken marsala is $29. And we're talking milk-breasted veal, ladies and gentlemen. The veal marsala is $39. Let me say this again. It's a 5-star restaurant that we're talking about. Wow. And the next dish that we got come up is me. I look pretty good.
Priceless.
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 Priceless. Because I look pretty good.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. After seeing that, I'm hungry.
I'm starving right now.
I cannot believe the prices. That's 5-star. Let me tell you something. As soon as you have a 5-star restaurant, automatically the price doubles to triple. It'll double or triple every single time. He really did a great job on those dishes.
And I want everybody to know, ladies and gentlemen, that this young man studied with the best of the best. And I said this a million times. If I had a grandson and I had to pass the baton to someone, I would pass it to him.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. And one thing about Don Ahern, and Don, you better listen to me, and Ryan, that goes for you too. We thank you because these guys, ladies and gentlemen, are bending over backwards to get your business into that hotel. Free parking. Okay, the rooms there are magnificent.
Gorgeous.
The Chocolate Factory, and I'm always promoting this place. Listen, they also have the Comedy Store. They got Lorenzo Clark, phenomenal comic. He was on the Merv Griffin show. This kid busts his cajones to get the right type of people and comics to go in. They also have another Neil Diamond
tribute show.
Tribute does a great job over there. Sure. So if you're a Neil Diamond fan, you definitely want to go get some tickets. You can get them on Ticket Kite to go see that young man upstairs outside the showroom. Yep. They have like a little deli, and they have the best pastries that you ever tasted in your life. And Shane McFarlane gave me this drink. I call it the Shane McFarlane drink. It's a green, I don't know what the hell it is, but it's sure delicious. But I said, give me a Shane McFarlane drink. That's the one that I want. You know, you resemble Brad Pitt, I think you look like.
Brad, you think I look like Brad Pitt?
You look like it. You look like.
And you know who you look like?
Who do I look like?
You look like a Greek goddess.
Thank you very much. I look like a Greek. You're crazy, eh? What do you got that
black bag for me?
Why, do I resemble somebody?
You look like.
Who do I look?
You look like our father.
No.
Yes.
No, you look like.
You look. I'll tell you what.
What?
I'll tell you what. You out there, and that's our dad. Yeah. So I want you to write if you're watching this on YouTube, I want you to write this in the comments and let you know who looks like our father, me or him.
Wow. Well, you got to remember, he was in his 40s at that time.
Not in that picture.
No, he was 106. Well,
no, not in that picture. He wasn't. That picture was done.
30s? 30 years old?
No, he was not 30 years. No. You got to remember, he was 2 months shy of 50 having me.
All right.
Okay.
Well, he would have been 104 years old if he was alive.
If he was alive, he passed away at 84 years old.
Yeah, he would have been 105.
And that picture, I believe, he would be in his 60s.
Really?
60s.
And altogether, how many children?
Well, 6 kids with my mom.
6. Yeah, we had 2. His father
and my father
our fathers.
Yeah.
No, what happened? Like I said, my grandparents raised me. My mother got divorced. When I was just a kid, I was just a baby, and I was raised in Philadelphia, and he came into my life years later, which I did not know who was who and what was what.
2000. I mean, we talked here and there.
Yeah,
we talked here and there because remember they used to come down in the early '90s, late '80s, early '90s, and we talked over the phone a few times. But I never officially met Michael until 2013. Right. I took my wife here for her 30th birthday, and then I called him and we met up, and then we clinged on, and then he came down to Jersey, stood at my place for a while, and then he kept on getting on the phone going, you got to live in Vegas, you got to come to Vegas, and I've always found it in my heart to come to live here, and when I finally did, it's the greatest move I ever made in my life.
Well, next week, because I was into time sharing, that's how I made my fortune.
Yes.
And next week, I got John Montello, who's one of the biggest brokers in Las Vegas and a very special friend of mine who gave me my break. You know, when I not only knew for years, that's how I made my fortune with them. And then I turned you on to that.
Yeah.
You did very well with
Yeah,
that, and we
yeah.
had a great time. And then
Yeah, we did.
I opened up the restaurant, and then from the restaurant, and then we got the TV show, and then Mr. Ahern and the rest of the guys over there opened up their hearts and the doors and said, "Come on, Mike, come on over. Let's do something. Let's have a little bit of fun. Let's do something exciting." And again, ladies and gentlemen, I come to you every week, and you don't realize the thousands of dollars that it costs us for the show and the blast and all that I'm doing, you know, and all the money that Ahern's laying out, you know, to bring in the right type of people. Because let me tell you something, I am so proud to play there. You have no idea. I'm just excited. I'm honored. I love them guys. Ryan Ahern, great piano player. His father, his mother. I mean, good-hearted, down-to-earth people, and it's a blessing to do that, because at my age, you know, I say to myself, you know, I can just travel the world, but what I love to do the most is perform. Cooking, my days in cooking, I'll cook at home, but as far as restaurant, I turned it over to somebody that'll carry my legacy on, and the few things that they remember of what I do, and Chef Ott will live on, because that boy's got another 50 years. You know what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely.
He's in his 30s. So this boy's got a whole half a century to keep on, you know, the wonderful food and the things that we're doing. So, you know, and I always say this when I close the show.
Before you close the show,
ahead.
I do want to say this, that if you're 9 or to 99, no matter if you know the music that Michael's singing and performing at, it doesn't matter. You will have an excellent and great time, because they do encourage to bring children and everything to the show. The only dinner show in Las Vegas that allows kids to come. And it's amazing.
Well, yeah, of course, because there's bars there, and then you can't have it. Most of the shows, you take a drink and then you go sit down.
It's amazing. I'm telling you, it's a really fun show. I even had, when we did the videoing, when we did the opening night on the 28th of April, not in Joel's place, but in the other room, and the guy that had filming, this young guy, you know, doesn't know any, and he's like this the whole time. He was like, that was a great show. And I gotta remember, he's a young kid that's in the other music and stuff like that, but he really enjoyed it. You'll love the show. It's so exciting. And the energy, and that's what you're gonna see. The energy that Michael has is absolutely amazing.
Well,
it just takes it to another level.
My dear brother, out of all the brothers I have, you're the best. So I always close. First of all, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for the blessings that man has given me, that pulled me through hell and to put me back on top. And if I had Aladdin's lamp and I had one wish to make, I wouldn't wish for caviar or any special dish. I wouldn't wish for dollars, yet dollars I have few. I'd wish to perform, to come to your home like you see me doing, and bring what I have to people as wonderful as you. I love you. I love you so well. If I was a peanut, I wish you were the shell. Thanks, buddy.
Take it.
Thank you, everybody.